Nikola Tesla was a very important man in relation to electricity and the long-distance transfer of power. He carved the path to many inventions used today, and his ideas were decades ahead of his time. Throughout his life, Nikola invented many things and caused a large amount of controversy. In order for someone to begin to understand who he was and what he did, they need to know about his personal life, his inventions and creations, and his supposed and famous creations. Tesla was born on July 10, 1856 in modern-day Croatia. He was one of 5 siblings and a part of a large family. Tesla's father was a priest and his mother made small household inventions. Despite his father's urges, Tesla took after his mother with an interest in the sciences. He studied at Ilskol Karlsruhe, later renamed the Johann Rudolf Galberg Reisschule Karlsruhe, which was a school in central Germany. While he attended, Tesla came up with the idea for an induction motor, an electric motor powered by magnetic fields. However, he gave up on the idea after it didn't receive the attention he wanted. When he was 28, Tesla moved to America in hopes of getting better opportunities for his ideas. In America, Nikola was quickly hired by Thomas Edison and used to perfect many of his inventions. The two had a falling out, and this left Tesla working manually to stay alive. Soon, however, he found an interest in AC power, where he made most of his fame. Unfortunately, his laboratory caught fire in 1895, burning many of his inventions, and most of all he owned. This led to Tesla having a mental breakdown and nearly giving up on his studies. Some think that this drove him insane, causing him to come up with his failed inventions that followed. In the early 1900s, Tesla became obsessed with attempting to make a worldwide wireless power source. His struggles with this caused many people to doubt his sanity. The project eventually failed, leaving Tesla bankrupt and viewed untrustworthy. His life was downhill from there until he died in his New York apartment on January 7th, 1943, at the age of 86. Nikola's inventions. Throughout his life, Tesla had made numerous groundbreaking discoveries and many important inventions. Early on in his 20s, Nikola had made designs for an induction motor. The electric motor was powered by magnetic fields. After he moved to America, though, he gained an interest in the transfer of power. He discovered that alternating current, AC power, was much more efficient than direct current, DC power, the power that was currently being used nationwide. After realizing this, Tesla based almost all of his inventions on AC power, following discovery of AC power. This led Tesla to fight against Thomas Edison and caused the War of Currents, where Edison, with his DC power, fought with Tesla and George Westinghouse for control over the standard current of the country. Eventually, AC power won, as Tesla gained quite a bit of fame. In the 1890s, Tesla invented his famous Tesla coil, improved on electric lighting, and helped build the world's first large-scale stationary power plant, with generators powered by Niagara Falls. Also, Tesla worked with radio and X-rays, providing a foundation for future inventors they could base their ideas on. His groundbreaking work with radio allowed him to drive a radio-controlled boat around a pool in Madison Square Garden. The year of his death, many people finally recognized him for what he did instead of labeling him as a fraud or lunatic. By far, his most important work was with his inventions and improvements dealing with AC power. AC power is now the standard power source of the world, and it is largely because of him. Nikola's life was also greatly involved with many conspiracies and rumors. Some believe that he invented weapons for the Nazis and communicated with aliens, while others think he was just crazy. Most popular out of all of these is his supposed death ray. In 1934, Tesla told New York Times that he had invented a death beam that could shoot down a fleet of 250 bombers up to 300 miles away. He contracted many countries about his idea, but was careful to ensure that this remained a weapon of purely defensive capabilities. It was never proven whether or not Tesla actually constructed this weapon, but some think he sold it to the Soviet Union. It stood over 300 feet tall, and he called the site Wonderland. Another of Nikola's infamous creations was his oscillator, a machine that was said to be able to cause an earthquake. It was told that it put out a specific frequency of vibrations that could cause an earthquake. Again, it was never fact that he actually made the oscillator, but there are numerous stories about how when he turned the machine on, the city around his lab began to rumble, and so he had to smash the weapon with a hammer. Another large controversy is his death. When he was found dead, Tesla was lying in bed, dressed in a black suit. Some say that Tesla could feel his death coming and he dressed up nice. Another idea is that he was assassinated by either the US government or a foreign one because of his dangerous ideas. To make things even weirder, when authorities found Tesla, they noticed that his papers and books were thrown all about his lab, and that there was evidence of theft. It is likely that the mysteries that surround Tesla will never be proven or disproven, but maybe one day the truth will come out. Nikola Tesla played a key role in the development of electricity in the 20th century. He perfected the inventions of many other men, and he was one of the most important inventors of his time. To this day, scientists still use his discoveries and notes to help develop new electronics and improve upon the ones we already have. Thank you.